studying about the immune system. All right, I just began to record, and let me double check and make sure. Somebody usually always has to remind me to record, and this time I was able to remind my own self. All right, I want to just invite and welcome everybody here. We've got a number of people on, more people that are expected to join on. We've got people from, just many different corners of the United States. And maybe in the future, we'll have somebody also from, I do have a couple of people from other countries on my team, but in particular from Italy. Some of my family that lives in Italy, hopefully, in the near future, I'll be able to have them on as well. So like I say, welcome everybody to class. It's going to be a very fast-paced class. There's going to be a lot of information given. At the very end of class, I'm going to be giving away, I'm going to be giving away a few items. And today, what I just got in the mail, and I ordered them specially for my classes, are some diffuser necklaces. They're terracotta, beautiful. You would put a couple drops of whatever oil that you want, sheer blend, whether it's maybe some type of a neurological, mental stimulation, anti-anxiety, whatever it might be that you might be feeling that day. You can change it up every day because the terracotta, it absorbs it, but then also it releases it. So every day you could use something else on that necklace. So at the end of class, I'm going to be giving away a necklace and a Healthy Can Be Simple book. And inside this book is just all kinds of really good information as far as essential oils, what they could do for your health, just some real good information. So it's going to be a diffuser necklace, and a book will be today's giveaway. So let's see who goes ahead and wins that today. Once again, welcome to the class. There are still people hopping on. So I'm very happy about that. And once again, the topic for my class is our incredible immune system. All right. So now there might be some little sciencey things in here, so bear with me. But also this whole class is going to be recorded and it's going to be on YouTube. All you have to do is just type in my name, Barbara Breaud, B-R-E-A-U-D, and you will find the class sometime later on today. And so you can listen to it again, but I do suggest that you have your phones handy just in case you cannot, maybe you just can't retain everything that's being said. Maybe you want to take a shot. I'm going to have some diffuser recipes in here. I'm going to have some various things that, are just going to be very interesting to many people. So just have your phone handy just in case you would like to take a snapshot of the screen. Anyway, all right, so we've got some awesome cells here. I thought it was so interesting because on the surface of the cells are certain receptors, and you see different things bound to those receptors. So when we consider at any given time, there's a battle going on within our bodies. We don't even know it. Most of the time we win those wars, but at other time the battle heats up, and that's usually when we get a fever. And so that idea of it heating up is an immune response, all right? So, but during that heat up time, we're gonna get body aches, we're gonna get fevers, we're gonna get different cold symptoms. These are all signs of an intense fight within us and the awesome power of the immune system. Something as simple as a cough or a sneeze signifies that your immune system is working to rid itself of whatever pathogen has invaded the body. Oops, sorry. All right, so the immune system, there are different cells, and these are some of the cells. I know we had to identify a lot of these things in our lab class, and it was very, very interesting just to see the difference. Some of these are very hard to distinguish one from another, especially the basophil and the eosinophil, very difficult to distinguish one from another. Oftentimes would be the nucleus, the presence of a nucleus, you know, the different, just the different contents of what's within. It can be very difficult to distinguish one cell from another, but the immune system, it's made up of a network of cell tissues and different organs that work together to protect the body against infection and to maintain overall health. The human body is an optimal environment for pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites to thrive. So we've got what they need to survive, right? And so there are certain viruses, there are parasites, there are certain bacteria that we want to have in our bodies. All right, it goes counter to what we would think. All right, but we need a lot of those parasites within our bodies. So the immune system works to limit the microbe access to the body and to prevent them from causing and growing, you know, into an infection and causing an illness. All right. So in other words, too much of a good thing is not good for us. And then of course there are bad bacteria and good bacteria as well. These are some of the different organs of the immune system, and this is not comprehensive. We also have our GI tract that was not in here. The Peyer's patches, however, are in the GI tract. And those are immune structures. The appendix as well is part of the gastrointestinal, which, you know, whenever somebody tells you that you don't need your appendix, you can challenge them on that. The appendix is a very necessary organ. All right. So all of these things working together is what makes a healthy immune system. So what we have to do is we need to feed the system. We need to feed it good nutrition. All right. Starting with what we put in our mouth, such as fruits and vegetables and things like that. And we're going to talk about all that in just a few minutes. So what is this? Of course, these are not real, you know, microorganisms. Obviously, they're way too big for that. But when you think about looking at your hand, and if you were to see all of these green things, you know, crawling on your hand, you'd kind of be freaked out. But this is not even an exaggeration. This is actually an understatement of how many microbes you have on your hands and on your body at any given time. All right, they're actually necessary to maintain good health. So good bacteria provides us with nutrients we need and also provides a defense against bad bacteria and even infection. However, a balance needs to be maintained, because when good bacteria is reduced, bad bacteria can actually just overwhelm us. All right, so it's very, very important to keep these things in balance. All right, I thought this slide was just so funny. You literally are actually only 10% human. The rest of you is all of the microbes. That makes up quite a bit of your body weight, actually. What kind of microbes? Just like I told you, bacteria, virus, fungus, different yeasts. There's all kinds of microbes that are actually, you know, inside and on our bodies at any given time. So it might be a little yucky to think about, but it's just the plain hard truth. You are only 10% human. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is the idea of viruses. Viruses are all around us, right? They're in the air, they're in the water, they're in the food, they're all over, right? And we're breathing them in, we're touching them, we're eating them. There's just viruses overabundantly. But not all viruses are our enemies, all right? And some viruses actually help the immune system because it protects us from a bacterial overgrowth or infection. So it's a pretty interesting thing that all of these these things that are a part of our bodies, they have to be kept in their proper balance, all right? Now, viruses offer some potential cures, and that is an unbelievable, the study of viruses, virology, is amazing. I would love to actually be doing that, looking in microscopes all day. It's something that's always interested me. Immunology and virology and epidemiology, there's all these ologies, which is just study of different things. But in particular, virology, the study of viruses, because viruses are an incredibly amazing thing. The way that they can mutate and change their shape and hide and just, deceive our immune system. And they do it very well. So there's a lot that could be learned from virus activity. So we have got an incredible, amazing immune system. However, there are plenty of factors that can actually weaken your immune system. And that's what we want to talk a little bit about today, because these are factors that all of us experience, all of us deal with at any given time. Stress is probably one of the #1 factors that will weaken your immune system. We're going to talk a little bit about stress. We're going to talk a little bit about the second thing, a poor diet. We're going to talk about our diet. We're going to talk about gut health. All right. We're not going to talk about alcohol because most people on this call, could care less for alcohol. But how about a lack of sleep? Do you know that your body does the major amount of repair while you're sleeping? So if you're not sleeping properly, I can try to help that. And that's what this class is all about. We're trying to find solutions, natural solutions. All right. Obesity. Obesity is a big, big factor. And we could talk about that. I didn't really, highlight that in this particular class, but it is something that can be talked about. Lack of exercise. That's where I fall in, because I really don't care about exercising. So I've had to actually find things that I enjoy to get myself moving. So I've been, trying to do that. Medications. Why do medications weaken your immune system? Well, medications, they're very, very effective in killing bacteria. They do nothing for a virus, but they kill bacteria. And they're very effective at doing it, right? That's why, the antibiotic industry is a huge money-making industry, right? Because they kill bacteria. The problem is that medications not only kill bad bacteria, but they also kill the good bacteria. That's a problem, because without good bacteria in your body, you are not going to be feeling very well. All right. Lack of hygiene. What is lack of hygiene? We've been hearing all about it, right? Wash your hands, right? Very, very important. Reason being is, even on this call, take note of how many times my hands go somewhere on my face. I'm forever, fixing my glasses, or I don't know what it is. We all do it. Take note of yourself. How many times your hands touch your eyes, touch your nose, touch your mouth? Those are pathways into your body. And God has literally created, that's why they're called the mucous membranes. Mucus is the line of your immune defense. Your skin, your mucous membranes, your first line of defense. Why do you have mucous membranes? Because it's sticky to trap any microbes before they enter in to your respiratory tract, okay? Just really, really important. Radiation, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about smoking. Dehydration is, that's going to be part of our diet for the sake of this class. So I did want to highlight stress, because stress is literally the #1 enemy of your immune system. And that's something that, that I could not say enough about. We have to, one, we have to reduce the stress factors in our life. Two, we have to embrace proper and healthy coping mechanisms for stress. Because if we don't, what we're going to find is that we're inundated with anxiety. We're inundated with just all the business of the day, right? What I like to call is keep things in their proper place, right? Yeah, we all have stressors. We all have things that maybe, you know, we don't like in our life. Maybe it's problems with our marriage. Maybe it's problems with our children. Maybe it's problems on the job. Maybe it's problems with a friend, whatever it might be. We've got, maybe it's financial problems, right? We all have stressors in our life, but we don't have to allow that stress to affect us. Now, it's going to affect us somewhat, but we want to limit the effect of stress. Okay. Now we don't want to be, you know, the type of person that's like, oh, it's just whatever. And, you know, we don't, you know, nothing bothers us or, you know, whatever. We don't want to be like that, but we certainly don't want to be to the other extreme where every little thing becomes big in our life. All right. Now we're going to talk about, and I do have a class. I did it not too long ago, and it's up on my YouTube channel. Just type in my name, Barbara Bro, and you'll find it on YouTube. It's called Olfaction and Essential Oils. And what I talk about in that class is how effective essential oils are, because they go right in. The olfaction is just a sense of smell, and essential oils have an ability to affect our olfaction better than anything else. The sense of smell is powerful. Now, sure, our sense of smell is not as powerful as maybe a dog or a cat or, you know, an insect, but it's still very powerful. And it's quite often, it's something that's not really given its proper attention. All right. So we can actually reduce our stress, reduce the feelings that it gives to us, you know, in our brain by our sense of smell, by olfaction. All right. Now, stress can lead to increased levels of cortisol, which cortisol is something that's put out by our kidneys, or I'm sorry, not our kidneys, our adrenal glands, which lie on our kidney. But they actually give a steroid hormone that's actually very important for the overall function of your body. When you go outside into an extreme heat, or you come inside and the AC is blasting, our cortisol is ignited and it floods our system to help us adapt to those extremes. Problem is that sometimes we have extremes in our emotional well-being. We have extremes in our stress, extremes of anxiety, extremes in depression, or whatever it might be. These are things that actually can lead to a number of health problems, one of which is decreased immunity. So if you can keep your stress under control, your chances of getting sick are much greater. Now, some research suggests that optimism can actually make our immune system work better. The happier or more positive you are, the more likely you are to not only eat right, to not only be less stressed, but also to have a stronger immune system. You're less likely to get sick all the time. And so I definitely believe in, you know, in being happy and trying to have happy thoughts. And whenever, you know, sometimes, because the negativity comes in, right? It might be a person, it might be a place, it might be a thing that might trigger negative thoughts. Put them out. And if it's a person, place, or a thing, sometimes you actually have to keep that person, place, or thing at bay. Keep them at a distance, right? If you're not going to give me positiveness in my life, then maybe I don't need you in my life, right? Anyway, we're not going into, you know, all of that kind of thing, but I just do want to, you know, just make sure that I get the point across of being optimistic. In other words, you're always thinking positive, right? You might actually be in a difficult situation, but you can still be optimistic. Why? Just like that song at Little Orphan Annie, the sun will come out tomorrow, right? The sun will always come out. It's always going to be a better day tomorrow, right? And that's what we have to work for. Now, the lack of sleep. This is a big one. This is something I'm surprised actually. So many people deal with this. And boy, I'll tell you, you know, every once in a while, you know, my eyes will just pop open at 3 a.m. and it's like, why are you awake so early? Go back to sleep. But maybe your thoughts are racing. You're thinking about something you have to do that day or whatever. And it's very, very difficult. Your restfulness and your good sleep have a lot to do with your neurological function, the activity that's going on in your brain. When you can relax your mind, your body will relax and you'll be able to go to sleep. So it's very, very important, but not getting enough sleep can actually wreak havoc on the body and the immune system. Studies show the lack of sleep may make you more likely to catch a cold, and it also makes it more difficult to fight off infection. So very, very important to get a good night's sleep. And we're going to talk about, or we can talk about, I don't have a whole lot on restful blends, but I do have a lot of restful blends and a lot of information that can be given on that subject. But for the sake of this class, I didn't go too much into it. But there are many essential oils that if you diffuse them at your bedside, it can actually help you to sleep better. All right. Some are some blends called Breathe. Breathe is an awesome blending oil. And what it does is it just puts your mind at ease. If you've got, you know, some congestion or maybe allergies or people who snore, people who use a CPAP can actually put it in their CPAP, but it helps you to get a good night's sleep. There's another oil called Serenity, which is perhaps one of my favorite oils in the world. It just smells absolutely wonderful. And it's got some fantastic oils in it. But, you know, with the lavender and the vetiver, it actually helps you. It induces sleep. It induces relaxation. It induces putting your mind to rest. All right, another issue that really, really compromises our immune system are the autoimmune diseases. These occur within or when the immune system actually destroys its own tissue. Very, very bad. And if you look at all of these different, you know, these different issues, you've got diabetes type 1, celiac, neuropathy, fibromyalgia, psoriasis, eczema, rheumatoid arthritis, thyroiditis. There are so many, Graves' disease, multiple sclerosis, leukemia, lupus. There are so many diseases that actually cause all kinds of problems within our own immune system. Now, in these cases, the white blood cells in the body can't distinguish between pathogens and normal cells. And it sets off a reaction that actually destroys your own healthy tissue. These are things that must be gotten under control because we will live a life that is filled with sickness and pain if we don't. And then there's also allergies. Now, when you experience an allergic reaction, your immune system is actually responding to something that's absolutely harmless, like dog dander, right? And it's perceiving it as a threat. And symptoms of an allergic reaction, which can range from a runny nose to breaking out in hives to even fainting, are a result of the body's misguided attack. These are things that also can be corrected. You just got to find the proper way to do it. Now, what about cleaning and disinfecting? Now, we can actually be so clean that we actually hurt our own bodies. Okay, so cleaning and disinfection may seem like the best way to avoid infection, but this is a case where there can be too much of a good thing. When you make your environment so clean, you minimize so many foreign pathogens that you actually minimize the development of the immune system. This is especially the case with young children, since if they're not exposed to harmful microbes at all, their bodies won't be able to develop the proper antibodies to fight them off. Now that is pretty interesting. That, you know, that term that you hear people use about, you know, keeping your kids in a bubble, it definitely applies here, right? You can actually sanitize your children's bad health, right? And then, you know, when allergens and harmful things come their ways, they don't know how to identify it. They don't know how to deal with it. Why? Because they've never been exposed to it before. And so sometimes what it does is it actually harms them later on. So it is very important for our kids to be outside playing in the dirt. Now, I'm not talking about just letting your kid just get all filled and, you know, with mud and stuff, but as this young girl is doing, there are many factors at play with this young girl right now. You see what she's collecting, right? She looks like she's got some clover, looks like she's got some buttercup, so she's got pollen. There are microbes all over her hands right now, and it's doing good things. And guess what? Before she runs inside to give this bouquet of clover and buttercups to her mom, she's probably going to touch her mouth, she's probably going to touch her nose, and she's probably going to touch her eyes. And those are the entryways into your body. And that's a good thing. So outside of that, we do want to talk, and this is where I want to focus a tremendous amount of my class time, is going to be our gut. Good health begins in your gut. So you know how that people always say, you know, your gut feeling? Well, literally your gut is considered your second brain. Okay, people say, you know, oh, I got a gut feeling that something's gonna happen, or, you know, maybe I got a gut feeling that, you know, that person is not good or whatever. And you know how they always say, go with your gut feeling? It's like your second brain. Now, did you know that 70%, this is a fantastic fact, 70% of your immune cells reside within your gut. Remember I talked about the Peyer's patches back at the beginning of this class? Peyer's patches are nothing but immune structures. Very, very important. So because of this fact, you know, that 70% of our immune cells reside in our gut, that actually makes your digestive system essential when it comes to boosting and building and strengthening your immune system. There are so many studies that have found that the bacteria that's in our gut and the microbiome, that's microbiome is just like the environment, just like we live in this environment. Well, there are bacteria in our gut that is like, this is where we live, right? This is my house, this is my job, this is my kids. You know, they're just a bunch of bacteria doing what bacteria do, right? Bacteria is actually very, very important for digestion. And it's very, very important that we feed the microbiome that's found in our gut, okay? So if there are problems with that biome, and a lot of times that happens when we're taking a long dose of antibiotics. There could be the stress factors, why is it that when you're stressed out, you feel it in your gut? It happens all the time, right? So there's a lot of things that could actually make us susceptible to disease. And so keeping your gut healthy is so important. If you're dealing with, let's say you're dealing with a heavy stress, let's say you're dealing with anxiety, let's say you're dealing with depression, let's say you're dealing with autoimmune disease, let's say you're dealing with the fact that you can't sleep, your biggest what should I call it? The biggest benefit is going to be you feeding your gut, because your gut will help the rest of your body. Very, very important. Now, oftentimes we need to reestablish what's been taken out, all right? And a lot of us don't have healthy gut flora to begin with. We're not eating properly. We've got all kinds of factors, constipation, diarrhea. We've got so many things going on, right? We need a probiotic. This is one of the very least things that you could be doing for your gut. Okay, now, not just a probiotic, but a prebiotic as well. And that's what you've got here. If you look at these little capsules, you see that there's green inside of a capsule. That's actually a capsule inside of a capsule. This is not a pressed probiotic that you're going to buy from Walmart. It's not expensive, but it's also very, very effective. I take them all the time. So your gut needs that healthy bacteria to protect itself. And that's where immune system is very, very important. All right. Now, also, remember I told you that bacteria actually helps us to digest our food, right? Very, very important. So guess what? If you don't have the proper amount of bacteria in your gut, you're not digesting your food properly. And hence, you're going to find that you're going to be in the bathroom a lot. You're going to have a lot of stomach upset. You're going to have stomach pain. It's just a very common issue with people today. Now look at what this PB Assist contains, 6 billion colony forming units. It contains a prebiotic and it's a time release system. In other words, one capsule opens up in the upper GI and the other opens up in the lower GI. Very, very important. Your stomach acids are incredibly strong. That's what they're all about. The whole purpose of your stomach, think of it as like a washing machine, and it's just churning, right? And that's what it's doing. Of course, digestion, we know, starts the minute that the food enters our mouth. We've got all of these enzymes that are secreted by the saliva. There's digestion happening all the time, and in the stomach as well. But one very major function of the stomach is to reduce that food to what we call anyway, I'm not going to go into all of the physiology with it, but it's to reduce the food, and it spits it into the duodenum, and that is where absorption now is starting. The pancreas injects its stuff, the liver is injecting the bile, it's getting all of these enzymes from all of these different places, or in the case of the bile, it's an emulsifier for fats and things. And that's where now the actual absorption is starting, and that's where it's going to be metabolized in our body. Now, it's very, very important to have bacteria in order for proper absorption to happen. It's a beautiful, I absolutely loved learning about metabolism. It is a beautiful symphony of everything going on from mouth all the way down to the very bottom. It is a beautiful symphony that God created so that we could get and extract every last nutrient from the food that we eat. Fiber, which is insoluble, which is very, very helpful. And then at the very end in the colon, what the colon is doing is it's bulking everything and it's extracting every bit of water out. Why is it doing that? Well, for a couple of different reasons, but one, probably the most important, is so that we don't dehydrate. Do you know that in your digestive system, you need a lot of fluid, a lot of water to digest your food. So your body is trying to retain that. And so anyway, I could go on and on about the digestive process and metabolism, but I just want to make sure that I highlight the fact that healthy gut flora is ultimately incredibly essential. Now, Terrazyme, which is another capsule that I take all the time. This is actually digestive enzymes. Why do we need digestive enzymes? Well, really, when you think about it, our fruits and vegetables are giving us most of all of our enzymes. That's why it's very, very important to ingest a lot of fruits and vegetables. But who eats as much as they should, right? So I take this Terrazyme, which actually gives digestive enzymes. All right. So let me go ahead and make sure I'm not going too far off topic, though. The idea of the second brain. So if the digestive system is on track, you're set up for your whole body system to be on track. But then the opposite is also true. Most of our physical complaints can be addressed by supporting our gut. So enzymes are not only necessary for digesting food nutrients and converting nutrients to energy in cells, they also function as catalysts. All right, so enzymes are catalysts. They make things happen. Enzymes play a critical role in growth, in healing, in reproduction, and they're necessary for breathing, thinking, for immune function, for hormone regulation, for detoxification, and for thousands of other biochemical functions that go on within our body each and every minute. Then there's one other very, very awesome product that we should all be, it should be, and it doesn't have to be taken every day, but it should be in our refrigerator along with our food, and that would be GX Assist. It's a GI cleansing formula, all right? It's a combination of essential oils and caprylic acid that actually work together to support a healthy digestive tract, all right? Just very, very important. All right, but it's not something that you have to take day in and day out, such as the Terrazyme and the PB Assist. Those are good things to take regularly. This one would be like let's say you ate something. Let's say you went to maybe your kid's birthday party, which I'm getting ready to do later on today, and I know there's going to be cupcakes and there's going to be cookies and there's going to be lemonade and there's going to be stuff that maybe I don't eat on a day-to-day. Something like this actually helps to actually support and to get that digestive system back on track when it's been thrown off by our diet, or maybe we're traveling or whatever, and we're drinking water that might be, excuse me, maybe not as pure and clean as what we're drinking. GX Assist is very, very helpful. And then there's Digestin. This is probably one of my most beneficial, the oil that I have actually seen the greatest influence with. If I have gas or bloating or whatever, Digestin works. Okay. Not only does it help digest, but it also helps to reduce the gas, the bloating, the upset stomach. You can take a few drops in your hand, rub it on your stomach or wherever you're feeling the pain or maybe the gas or whatever, and boy does it work. You can put it in some water. There's also Digestin soft gels. This is a marvelous oil, and it works very well. There's also Digestin Digest tabs, which is fairly new. It's a calcium carbonate tab, and what this actually does is it neutralizes the acid, right? It's designed for folks that have sensitive stomach, all right? That's really, really common. A lot of people have heartburn, a lot of people have indigestion, and so this has been actually scientifically designed and formulated to help. It's just a combination of benefits in there. This is the whole Digestin family. Those are the soft gels that I was just talking about there. And there's the roll-on for, if you wanted to roll it on your stomach. Digestin is also very good for people who suffer with sinus infections. To roll it, along your sinuses, right on the bony part of your cheek and the bridge of your nose. And it helps to break up mucus. It's been found to have very good results for that as well. All right, this is something that I just started taking once again pretty recently, and it's the Terra Greens, and I really like this because you can put it in water, you can put it in a smoothie. When you put it in a smoothie, it literally it hides the taste of it. All right, it doesn't really have a very strong taste, but it does. Some people are fine with with drinking green juices. I prefer to put it in something to kind of disguise the taste, but it really is a powerful. It's a boost and it's a punch. It's got fruits, it's got vegetables, and it just gives a lot of supplementation. All right, essential nutrients. It supports your immune, your digestive health. It's great for weight management. Like I drank one last night. That was my dinner. And it was about 35 calories, you know, so it's like, okay, that's what I call a you know, dinner, you know, but it definitely filled me up. And it's got very natural ingredients. All right, want to talk now a little bit, we're going to get away from the gut health, where now we are going to talk about other ways that we can boost our immune system, other ways that we can actually help to keep ourselves well. All right, so we've got a Doterra, which is probably, On Guard, which is probably the most popular oil with Doterra. It's the ingredients of it are wild orange peel, clove buds, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus leaf, rosemary, and these oils, this blend of oils work synergistically. They literally can help to clean and purify the air. They support healthy respiratory, healthy immune system, healthy antioxidant defenses that go on within our body. Very, very, very needful, especially at this time of the year when the flu is getting ready to come back out. So this blend of oils, it provides a great amount of value to the body. The effect is enhanced when these 5 oils are blended together. Now, all by themselves, they are wonderful immune system benefiting oils. But when you put them together, they work synergistically. They work together in unity, and they actually help even more. I put On Guard on my lymph. Your lymphs are in your neck, under your arms, daily. It's on my neck, under my, it's in that lymphatic region. Why? Because I know that this oil works. I cannot tell you the last time I've had a cold, the last time I've had a cough. I can't remember it. It's been a long time. This is the whole On Guard family, and I use all of these products in my wash, on my floors, on my counters. There's throat drops, there's toothpaste that I use, mouthwash, hand soap, the On Guard soft gels, On Guard beadlets, On Guard oil, On Guard hand sanitizer, which it's not really even a hand sanitizer because it's not, you know, all of those hand sanitizers, you notice that a lot of them are getting recalled. Pretty interesting if you ask me. It's supposed to be helping us and they're recalling them. So you're putting this hand sanitizer on and it's actually doing more damage than it's worth. No, thank you. I think I'd rather have the sickness than, you know, all the adverse reactions toward the chemicals that they're putting in, but not so with the On Guard sanitizing mist. Wonderful oil called Purify. If you have never smelled this oil, you are missing out. This oil is such a beautiful smelling oil. When you walk into someone's home and they've been diffusing Purify, there is no way that you can ignore the smell. It is an unbelievably beautiful smelling oil. It cleans and deodorizes the air. It's good for your skin. It's good for putting on bug bites. You can put a few drops in the rinse cycle of your laundry instead of fabric softener. And you can also use it to diffuse, which this is kind of a funny one, purification from negativity, hate, and controlling. I don't know if there's anybody out there that could use that, but hey, that's what's here. Anyway, so the Purify Cleansing Blend. I wanted to include this slide, not only because it's so beautiful, but to let you know of what's in this beautiful blend. So we've got lemon peel, lime peel, Siberian fir. We've got Austrian fir. We've got pine needle, citronella grass, melaleuca leaf, cilantro. What a beautiful smelling oil. Like I say, if you have not smelled this oil, ask me and I will bring it. I will send you a sample. This oil is unbelievably beautifully smelling. but look at what it does. Eradicates unpleasant odors. Anybody got any unpleasant odors anywhere in their house? It clears the air. It protects against environmental threats. You know what that means? It helps to keep you safe from flus and colds and all those other viruses that are floating around in the air. Apply a few or add a few drops to the rinse cycle when doing laundry, like I told you just a minute ago. And then there's Breathe, the respiratory blend. We talked about this very briefly. This is an oil that a lot of people use in their CPAP machine. It's a wonderful blend of, you got laurel leaf and peppermint, eucalyptus, melaleuca, lemon peel, ravensara, and cardamom. It's a beautiful smelling oil, and boy, is this oil powerful. You wanna clear up your sinuses naturally? I actually have vapor sticks, and you put a few drops of Breathe on it and you inhale it, just like an inhaler. You put it to each nostril and you inhale, and it will clear out your nasal passages. This oil is powerful. Keep it away from your eyes. You put it on your chest, and it gives you that vapor. You put a drop in the corner of your shower, and you're getting a vapor steam coming up and helping to clear you all out. It's very, very good for helping to sleep. Very good. Okay, wanted to talk briefly about the fact that Doterra's oils are not only organic, but they are the only essential oil with a CPTG label. They have been thoroughly tested, up one way and downside the other. There is not one drop of impurity or adulteration in any of the oils. The essential oil literally didn't even have a standard for purity. So Doterra decided they were going to create one. That's where that CPTG label comes from. So certified pure therapeutic grade, 100% natural, no artificial ingredients, no fragrances, no fillers. They are free, certified free. No pesticides, no chemical residues, and they are extremely potent. Not enough could be said about this. Now, here's some of the great products. The deep blue, which is very, very good for any kind of pain. Lavender, very, very good for all things calming. You could use it instead of Neosporin on cuts, on bug bites, on sunburn. You could use it in place of Tylenol. For Pepto-Bismol for your stomach, you can take it internally. Oregano is very, very good to ward away viruses. Very, very good. You could use it like in place of NyQuil or Dayquil. It's an incredibly powerful, make you smell like a pizza pie. So you rub it on the bottom of your feet and it literally travels within your entire body systemically. There's reason for putting it on the bottom of the feet, but I don't have time enough today to talk about that. Breathe, we talked about breathing, or the Breathe oil. Breathe is not to be used internally, neither is Deep Blue. Digestion is encouraged to use internally because you can use it in place of Tums, Mylanta, Pepto-Bismol, anything stomach related, anything acid indigestion related. Lemon as well. You could use lemon for Pepto-Bismol. You could use lemon for in place of Tums. Lemon is an incredibly useful oil. It's probably the oil I use the most. It's in every cup of water or glass of water that I drink. You've got Melaleuca. Melaleuca is for, you can replace your eardrops, your dandruff shampoo. I use it on my hair every single time I take a shower. I just put a couple drops in with my shampoo. I actually put a couple drops of peppermint as well because the peppermint gives a nice tingly feeling to my scalp. I love the feeling. So here's peppermint. Should be taken internally. It's very, very good for any kind of digestive issue. It's very, very good. People use it for headaches. You can use it if you have a fever. You can use it if you're hot in the summertime. It actually cools you off. These are some awesome diffuser blends. You can take a picture of this if you would like. We've got immune support. This is what we need right now. We need immunity boost. So if you want to snap a picture of these diffuser blends, I believe everybody in this world should have a diffuser going on in their home at all times. Why? When you diffuse your oils, that is the fastest way to have them affect your body systemically. Okay, it literally affects your entire body in a very short order. All right, I like this one. Poof. Peppermint, On Guard, oregano, and frankincense. Poof. That's a serious immune and respiratory support. Sometimes my kids would come over and say, "Mom, I need a flu buster," you know, and so I would make them one in a little veggie cap. 4 drops of peppermint, 3 drops of On Guard, 2 drops of oregano, and 1 drop of frankincense. Now, I usually add other things in there, but this is a very, very good immune. So this is like if you feel something coming on, or if you're going to be going on a plane, or if you're going to be going into where you're in a crowd, you take this and you let this be circulating around systemically in your system. And boy, I'll tell you what, it gives you some protection. Now, after you've come home from being in an environment where you might have, been in contact, this is a very good thing. Why? Because all of those microbes like to set up shop in your upper respiratory system, which is from here up. Okay, so in your nasolaryngos area, what you're going to do is you're going to take a sinus steamer. You're just going to be some boiling water. Add peppermint, melaleuca, lemon, oregano, 1 to 2 drops of each. Put your head over it and let it just breathe it in. And what it's going to do is it's going to act upon any kind of viral pathogens, microbes, bacteria, whatever is setting up shop there. That's going to do some damage, and it is going to help it. Okay, this is a very, very good remedy. All right, wanted to talk about ways that you could get these awesome oils into your life. There are enrollment kits. The prices are here. Some of them come with diffusers, some of them do not. These are some very, very good ways to get these oils into your home. Not only that, is it gives you enrollment in Doterra, so that every time from here on out, when you purchase, you are purchasing at wholesale rather than retail. This is an awesome kit, probably one of my favorite. It gives a bigger bottle size. This is very, very good for anybody who has got any type of neurological issues. ADD, ADHD, anxiety, depression, Parkinson's, any type of neurological issue that you can think of, this is a good kit for it. And here's all the oils down at the bottom, the deep blue, the adaptive, which is very good for calming, for stress, for anxious feelings. I actually have it diffusing right behind me right now. And as you can see, I am about as happy as can be, right? Actually, I'm happy without the adaptive anyway, but anyway. On Guard, Digest, Zen, Breathe, we talked about that. Balance. Balance is a grounding oil. It's very, very good for anxious feelings. That's why I say that this particular kit is very, very good for any kind of neurological issue that you are trying to help and target. Copaiba, same thing. Very good, very, very good for your nervous system, good for your immune system, good for digestive, and good for your heart. That's a wonderful oil that it touches so many different systems. Peppermint, we talked about. Lavender, we talked about. And lemon also. And this comes with that awesome diffuser. Now, this kit, I wanted to make sure that I had this included because this is your cleanse and restore. You want a healthy gut? This is what you want, okay? This is your cleanse and restore. You've got a 15 ml bottle of lemon. You've got the Lifelong Vitality Pack, which we did not talk about, which is actually making you healthy from the inside out. That's how we should be healthy, from the inside out. Of course, none of this is a substitute for healthy eating. Our diet is so very important, but this is all part of a good, healthy diet. Okay, you got your GX Assist. We talked about that. Zendocrine, which we did not talk about. That's all about your detox, which should be supported every single day. Your DigestZen products, which are Terrazyme, Zendocrine Complex, and the DDR Prime, which we did not talk about also today. But that is the end of my class, and I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing, and I am going to